chemical reaction makes or breaks bonds between atoms to form new molecules. Well, what is a chemical bond exactly? For now, think of it as a very strong attraction between a pair of atoms. We'll spend quite a bit of time later in the course answering that question. Now, when you've got a reaction, you've got some molecules that will come together and their bonds will be snapped and they'll reassemble into new molecules. So new substances appear. On the left-hand side here, we have the reactants. This is the combustion of natural gas. CH4 is natural gas. And here's some oxygen molecules. You need 2 oxygen molecules for every CH4 molecule to get this reaction to go. The carbon in the CH4 becomes the carbon in the carbon dioxide in the products. This side of the reaction is called the reactants. This side is called the products. And between them we have an arrow. We separate the formulas for these things with a plus sign. And the order doesn't really matter. You could have written 2O2 plus CH4 on this side, and it wouldn't really make any difference. Now, another thing to notice about this equation is we say it's balanced, in that balanced means that we have the same number of atoms of each type. Let's count them. We have 1 carbon on the left-hand side of the equation and 1 carbon on the right-hand side. We have 4 hydrogens, these little white ones, on the left-hand side, and we have 4 hydrogens on the right-hand side. We have 4 oxygen atoms on the left-hand side, and we have 4 oxygen atoms on the right-hand side. And when we say an equation's balanced, that's what we mean. What you have to do in a chemical reaction is rearrange the atoms. You're not allowed to bring in any new atoms or destroy any of the ones that you have in the reaction. So atoms are conserved during a reaction. Now, that's the explanation for the law of conservation of mass. If atoms are conserved, that is not created or destroyed in a reaction, then mass also is conserved in a chemical reaction. And we'll look at that in a bit more detail on the next slide. Now, if you've got a change that doesn't break bonds that hold molecules together, it's called a physical change, not a chemical reaction. Remember the melting snowflake. When ice melts, the H2 molecules are rearranged without making or breaking strong bonds between the atoms within the molecules.